Fellas, it is finally Gyaru season, as Kirara is arriving to Blue Archive Global, the epic anime RPG, this coming Tuesday. Sadly though, Erika my love won't be here just yet. Why Nexon, why? Kaho's, Kaede's and Tsukuyo's banners will also be rerunning alongside her banner. Though I won't be reviewing the three of them in this video cause they have been in the game for quite a while now and I wanted the focus to be on Kirara. Plus it's one of the few times where I only have to review one student, so give me a break, alright? Anyways, without further ado, here is a short review of our favorite Gyaru. Kirara bros, I am so happy for y'all cause your waifu can at long last be in your roster. And it took only what, 3 years or so for her to go from the loading screen to becoming a playable character. And I gotta say, y'all's tastes are immaculate cause she is hot. BA Gyaru designs are usually top notch, and Kirara is no different. That unbuttoned shirt nearly exposing her calcium cannons, that really short trendy skirt which doesn't even reach her knees, displaying those luscious slender legs, that black garter attached to her right thigh for extra flavor, those little Gyaru accessories all over her hand, phone and gun, and that tiny fang which adds an element of cuteness to her sexy stature. While I'm personally not a big fan of the messy hair, I still think it suits her, and I do like those two buns hairstyles at the top. Now place her alongside Erika, the other Gyaru who is, in my opinion, exceptionally hot as well. And fellas, I know why it's called the Go Home Club, cause we're gonna go home and have brutal baby making sex with them. Finally, I quite like her friendly and amicable personality, cause while she may not exactly know personal space and is a social media gal, she is still a very caring person. And I really appreciate the trend of her and Erika being the only ones who treat Hina as a friend, instead of being scared of her. Plus, she's cute and has a spicy L2D where we have a chance to lick her feet. Man, what is it with Gehenna and feet? So, what kind of student is she? Kirara is a permanent Sonic DPS striker with light armor, who has S combat power in urban terrains, B combat power in field, and D combat power indoors. She uses the following equipment: gloves, badge and watch, with the gloves and watch improving her offensive capabilities. Let's take a look at her skills. Kirara has a 4-cost EX where she amplifies her normal attacks to deal additional damage for 40 seconds, while increasing her own attack for the same amount of time. And she also immediately reloads once this skill is activated. Her basic skill deals damage to one enemy every 30 seconds. Her enhanced skill boosts her crit damage, and with her sub skill, whenever her EX is activated, her accuracy is increased. And she can ignore normal attack delay 2 times at sub skill level 1 to 9 and 4 times at level 10. At UE 40, her enhanced skill plus further grants her even more crit damage, and at UE 50, her urban combat power upgrades from S to SS. Now, is Kirara any good? Well, as you can tell from her simple kit, she is a solid purple single target damage dealer. Specifically, she is a pretty good Sonic Auto Attacker or AA. First off, her EX, which is the crux of her AA capabilities, allows her normal attacks to deal around 29% additional damage at max level as it empowers them. At the same time, she increases her own attack by a whole 51.4%, which is pretty darn potent, greatly boosting her normal attacks and basic skill strength. And all these last for the lengthy duration of 40 seconds, plus the cost to activate her EX is quite average at 4 costs. Not only that, her sub-skill also ties in with her EX, making it stronger as she is able to ignore attack delay up to 4 times at level 10 skill, meaning the pauses between her first 4 normal attack bursts are removed. She also receives a 30.6% accuracy boost with her max level sub-skill, reducing her chances of missing, which is always welcome. Other than that, her basic skill is fairly decent. Its proc time of 30 seconds isn't too long, and it can deal good damage with its 744% multiplier. Finally, her enhanced skill, and especially her enhanced skill plus, can improve her personal damage as she gains a lot of crit damage. So, where can Kirara be used in? Well, firstly, as a good purple AA DPS, you would ideally want to pair her with attack speed buffers when using her in your team. This is because AA units require a lot of attack speed so that they can dish out more damage with their powerful normal attacks / basic skills, which are their primary sources of damage, at a faster rate. And Kirara is no different. She especially needs these buffs from other units due to her not having any internal attack speed buffs in her kit. And by partnering her with someone like Onsen Shinatsu, who can increase her attack speed by 60% at level 5 EX, Kirara's damage output is greatly improved as she can launch her strong normal attacks much more frequently throughout her EX's 40-second duration. In terms of usage, she will obviously be useful for elastic armored content, specifically those that have single target enemies since she is a single target DPS, as well as being a decent choice for blue content since Sonic attack type can deal 1.5 times damage to Mystic armor. As such, she can be brought into specific purple and blue joint firing drills, though in terms of raids, she hasn't really seen much use due to the current lack of purple raids that require single target students. And for the only traditional elastic raid that we have so far, aka Kurokage, Sonic AoE damage dealers are highly essential since they can damage him and his multiple fragments, so Kirara isn't a good pick. Nevertheless, there are still some purple Grand Assault raids that she can be useful in, such as Purple Shirokuro. AA units are pretty popular for this particular raid, with units such as Izuna, Swimsuit Izuna, and Shiroko Terra often being used. Hence, this makes Kirara a pretty decent option for one of your Insane / Torment teams, where she would act as a secondary DPS unit, dealing respectable damage against them with her normal attacks and basic skill, especially once she activates her EX. Her survivability is also improved in this raid, since she will receive less damage from his piercing attacks as a result of her red armor. However, so far, the only purple Shirokuro raid that we got was the indoor version, which saw Maid Momoi be used much more frequently over Kirara, as she is essentially a stronger version of her due to her much more powerful kit, especially the attack speed buff and her ability to ignore attack delay 100 times after proccing her EX, and better affinity in indoor terrains, allowing her to melt the two bosses. Regardless, you may still use Kirara in the indoor purple Shirokuro Grand Assault raid, especially if you have no other option / you ain't pulling for Maid Momoi / you don't have anyone in your club or friend list to borrow from. And it'd be interesting to see how Kirara would fare in the urban version if or when it releases in the future. Aside from that, she could also be a decent choice for Purple Field Gauss Phase 2, where she would once again be used as a sub DPS to deal good damage to the real cat. Or perhaps Purple Grand Assault Wakamo Hovercraft Phase 2, where she could help in maintaining the hovercraft's incoming damage debuff, though further testing is definitely required if or when the purple armored version of these raids arrive to the game. Finally, you might be able to bring her into blue FOS, though probably only on the lower floors, since she would die pretty quickly on floor 50 and above, as his raid attack will inflict more damage against her raid armor. Plus, there are other way better blue AA DPS options for this mode. So overall, should you pull for Kirara? Well, since she is a solid Sonic AA DPS unit, you may pull for her if you want a decent backup purple damage dealer, or if you want an acceptable purple single target DPS, since there is currently a lack of these types of units. However, with the twin gamer mates arriving in a couple of weeks, you would be better off skipping Kirara and going for them instead, especially Maid Momoi if you're searching for a purple single target DPS, cause she is much more stronger than Kirara. Moreover, as there is currently not much content that requires purple single target damage dealers, and with the 3.5 anniversary units coming up in about 2 months, in my humble opinion, you should probably skip her as she has released at a period where we need to save, especially since we are fresh off limited banners. Nevertheless, if she is your waifu and you wanna go to town on those grippers, then forget everything I said, go ahead and pull for her. And that's all for this week's review. Let me know if you're pulling for her, good luck with your pulls if you are, and I'll see y'all in the next one.